Dynamic versus condenser. Which one should you choose? Are these guys gonna fight? The main difference between a dynamic and a condenser or capacitor microphone is the way they convert sound into electric signals. Also, keep in mind that a condenser microphone is going to require 48 volts phantom power. A dynamic microphone converts sound waves into electrical signals using electromagnetism. You have a diaphragm, voice coil, and a magnet. The diaphragm is moved by the changing sound pressure, which moves the coil, and thanks to electromagnetism, causes current to flow. On the other hand, a condenser or capacitor microphone uses a membrane and a fixed plate that act as opposite sides of a capacitor. When sound waves hit the diaphragm, this causes the distance between it and the plate to fluctuate, mirroring the sound waves. This movement changes the capacitance of the circuit, creating a changing electrical output. Outside of build, another difference is the frequency response. Typically, a capacitor or condenser microphone will span the entire range of human hearing, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Meanwhile, a dynamic microphone could start at 40 or 50 hertz, sometimes even lower than that, and head up to 15 or 16 kilohertz, with occasionally spanning to 20 kilohertz. But as we age, plus other factors can impact what we actually hear from that recording. So while the nuts and bolts are interesting, I wanted to do some practical tests so you can make up a decision for yourself on which one's better. Right now, I'm on the Zoom ZDM1 microphone. And now I'm on the Neat Worker B2. So if you're podcasting or live streaming, you could bump the desk. You'll probably be typing on the keyboard. There could be external noises around you. I'm going to do all that today. For the desk tapping, don't worry. I'm going to put them on the same boom arm one at a time, just so they're in the same exact kind of position and on the same arm. But for the noise tests, I'm just going to keep them dual booted like I have them right now. I'm going to turn on a box fan. I'm probably going to turn it up, crank it up a bit so we get a good signal. It's directly behind these microphones, facing straight towards the back of both microphones. And when I turn it on, we'll see which one does better. Right now, I'm on the dynamic microphone, the Zoom ZDM1. Can you hear that box fan kicking into the background? I know in these in-ear monitors by Shure, I can clearly hear the box fan. Now I'm going to mute the Zoom ZDM1 and I'll switch to the Neat Worker B2. Now I'm on the Neat Worker B2. Can you hear that box fan chiming in? It sounds really strong. I'll be quiet for just a couple seconds. That sounds pretty loud to my ears. So this was the Neat Worker B2. Now I've turned the box fan off and I'm back on the Zoom ZDM1. Now it's time to do some more external noise tests, like clicking on the keyboard. Now I'll tone it down a little bit like I'm trying to be quiet. On the Neat Worker B2, I'm going to clack the keys. Now I'm going to try to pretend like I'm being a little more quiet. Which microphone do you think did a better job? The dynamic or the condenser? Lastly, I'm going to take turns putting these on the Blue Compass mic arm, and I am going to tap on the desk, kind of move the desk and stuff, and we'll see what we pick up. Okay, now I'm on the Zoom ZDM1, and I'm going to tap on the desk a bit and kind of push on a little bit and stuff. Some tapping. Now a little shaking, as if I was moving, bumping into the desk and stuff, getting stuff, grabbing stuff. Now I'm going to switch to the Worker B2. Now on the Neat Worker B2, I'm going to tap the desk a bit. I'm going to shake it, bump it like I'm bumping into stuff, accidentally, of course, moving stuff on the desk. Ultimately, you're going to have to decide for yourself on which direction you're going to head in. However, I think it was pretty clear that the condenser microphone set at about the exact same level as the dynamic microphone just picked up a lot more ambient room noise than the dynamic microphone did. And that's been one of the main reasons why I don't recommend condenser microphones to brand new podcasters or people that do a lot of fidgeting and stuff like that. It can just introduce a whole bunch of problems that you really don't want to have to deal with in post-production. And so sometimes the safer choice for some people is a dynamic microphone based on those factors. However, if you got somebody that's mindful of what they're doing, desk tapping, foot tapping, has a decent room to record in, some condenser microphones can deliver a clarity and a quality that you'll be hard-pressed to achieve with a dynamic microphone on some voices. But ultimately, the choice is up to you. If you like what I do on this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this thinking, why not just slap on a noise gate? Find out why I never use a noise gate. Watch that video next. Thank you.